the Office of the Public Guardian, we have two main business focus. One is the protection of the vulnerable, the other is the administration of powers of attorney. The challenges that we were facing was from the sheer volume of applications. These are power of attorney applications which we were getting upwards of 300 a day, maybe closer to 350. They're a manual application, and the amount of staff time therefore that we were having to put into that to process these each and every day. Consequently, we were getting a lot of progress queries, people saying, where's my power of attorney up to, is it ready yet, when will it be registered? And this was leading clearly to decreasing in customer satisfaction and increasing number of formal complaints from customers, which themselves also took time. So you're then still trying to process the number of applications, the time it's taking with less staff, and basically just a never-ending cycle here. No chance of any improvement, and next year just the same again, increasing number of volume, increasing time taken, no prospect of any extra staff. So we had to have a creative solution. How are we going to address this? We had to think of something, and the answer seemed to be we would have to go digital on it.
Lockheed Martin worked in true partnership with the Office of the Public Guardian to develop the Electronic Power of Attorney Registration System, otherwise known as EPOAR. We incorporated an agile methodology to deliver this system, which resulted in a close working relationship between the Lockheed Martin team and the OPG. The benefit of this was it gave the OPG an early sight of the system, it gave us a robust understanding of the requirements, and it gave a speedy acceptance of the system. The focus of the project throughout was on the project outcomes and on the user need. We measured the project outcomes throughout the project and once the project was complete. Our job was to work closely with the OPG to gather the requirements, develop the solution, and to test it and implement it into the solicitor community. The benefits delivered by the project have a big say in whether it has been successful. OPG had a really good idea of the project outcomes and what success looked like, and having evaluated the benefits, the results are striking. In terms of turnaround time, it takes 40 days to process a manual power of attorney application, whereas through the online system it takes on average 3 days. To look at this another way, it takes a member of OPG staff 25 minutes to process a manual power of attorney application compared to 5 minutes for an online application. In terms of service delivery, there are much fewer rejected applications in the online system compared to the manual applications. This is mainly due to the online validation that has been implemented into the system when users complete the forms. In addition to faster turnaround times and improved service delivery, there have also been cost savings in areas such as the purchase of stationery and postage. The quicker processing time frees up OPG staff to focus on their main role, the protection of vulnerable people in society.
EPOAR has addressed all of the challenges that we had and has more than exceeded our expectations, delivered benefits beyond what we could have anticipated.
As with all projects we deliver, we've learned a number of lessons. The first lesson to learn is that the collaborative process works best. We worked closely with OPG throughout the project and other stakeholders too. This allowed us to understand their requirements and what they wanted to get from the system. Now that the project is complete, we continue to work with OPG to maintain the system, but also to provide advice and guidance on future enhancements.
Whatever your barriers are, they're perceived barriers. We had a legislative change we had to make, but nothing cannot be overcome. I think it's important that you're clear of what your specification is, what it is you want out of all this, so that you can write a robust specification in the first place.
Another lesson we learned is that we can't overstate enough to customers how much time is required from them in the agile development process. We were honest from the start with OPG about the amount of time they would need to spend working with us on the project, and taking this seriously, they invested the time in putting people into the project and backfilling them in their day-to-day roles to ensure that the project was delivered successfully.
Accept that it takes time. Don't underestimate the amount of time that it takes. Don't assume or jump to a solution too quickly, but likewise, take the leap of faith. Don't hang around and wait too long trying to get a perfect solution. I think it's important that you have an idea of the cost and that you're clear what you think you're going to have to put into this from the outset. If possible, use a procurement framework. I would say certainly retain the ownership of it. It is your solution at the end of the day, not the people that you've procured to do it for you. And therefore give active participation, use your staff, use your customers, develop something that is right for the holistic approach for both your customers and your staff, for everybody who are going to have to use it. Make sure that you do robust factory testing and user testing so that you iron out any of those glitches as early as possible and you don't release it to market, as it were, with some loopholes in it that are going to then appear negative to the customers that are going to use it.
Another key lesson learned is that public sector IT projects can be delivered on time, on budget, and with measurable benefits.
What this all means is that you can be clear of where your successes are, you can evaluate how successful, and for us, crucially, what it has meant is that we have been able to refocus once again on our main priority, which is the protection of the vulnerable, and allow what was an overburdening administrative process to be put in its proportionate context.